Hello there everyone, this is I am Mark 3 and welcome back to the giant stompy robot simulator, by which I mean Mechwarrior Online. And welcome to some serious heresy. Oh my god, I am Mark 3 is putting out 2 Mechwarrior Online videos in the same weekend. Dun dun dun. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm getting a bit back on form, so there you go. I guess you'll have to put up with it, won't you? Anyway, for today's little walk, we have actually got a Griffin out of the shed. Another one of those lesser seen mechs in my videos, I think. So, this particular Griffin is, as you can see, packing much heat in the form of lasers and missiles. It's packing more heat than you would think, actually, and I'll show you why in a moment. But first, the serial number, we have a GRF-AR variant. The GRF-AR. I have no idea what the AR stands for, but there we go. It's a GRF-AR. Mechwarrior. Here we go. So, what we have here is a Griffin built on an endo steel chassis with standard heatsinks and light ferrofibrous armor. So far, so good. It is run by a light 250 grade engine, which gives it a top speed of 73.6, which is okay / a little bit slow for many medium mechs, but this is actually bordering on being a heavy mech, so it's okay. It can get around fairly well. Has no jump jets, but I never use jump jets really anyway, so yeah. Its speed is all it's got. Weapon systems, it's got one primary weapon system and one backup weapon system. And as you can see, the loadout is mostly green. So, our primary weapon is a pair of MRM 30s, giving a total of MRM 60 in output. And they are fed by a total of 4.5 tons of ammunition, which gives me a fair bit in terms of ammunition, like 20 to 25 salvos before they run dry, which is pretty nice. Then lastly, to back that up, in the arms we have a quartet of ER small lasers. Just a little bit of extra firepower, backup, like, you know, if we get close or if the ammunition actually does manage to run dry or stuff like that. But this thing is very centered around the missiles, and very deliberately so, which I'll explain as my ramble in the first match. So lastly, to help keep the build cool, we have a single heatsink. Yeah, I think you can guess the problem here, can't you? Especially if you look down here in the mech stats. Heat management. 1 out of 2. 1 out of 2. That is awful. I mean, seriously, that is absolutely horrible. As far as mech heating goes, that is borderline setting yourself on fire, pretty much. You know what? I'm not going to wait for the enemy to damage me. I'm going to set my own mech on fire and see how that goes. So yeah, this is probably the worst heat management mech I have ever played. Must admit. And that's because this is kind of like an either-or kind of mech. I can use the MRMs for quick bursts, so it's like a bit of a skirmisher, hit and run. Fire a massive volley of missiles, then get clear and cool off, because you need to cool off. And then the lasers are like a separate thing for if you need to use it, or if the missiles aren't available for whatever reason, or if you're just like a panic moment, oh god, they're in your face and about to tear your mech's legs off, or something. This build, it runs so incredibly hot. But without the ERs, it's got like a 1.2, 1.24 heat management rating or something like that. So it's actually relatively okay without the lasers, and it's definitely okay without the missiles. But together, they're just far too much for this particular mech to handle. So we're going to see how well that works out. So, Mr. Griffin, who likes to set itself on fire instead of like actually doing things. Let's send you into the matches and see how you do. Roll on match number 1.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
This is command. Eliminate all enemies, no matter the cost.
Okay, here we go. Welcome to Grim Plexus. The game mode is skirmish, so shoot all the things. Let's get moving, and let's also test fire lasers just to see. Yeah, that's pretty good. Like only like 15% ish. And we've got two mechs over there not moving. Oh no, one of them just turned around. I think they're just not quite with it. Okay, sure. Okay, ramble time. I mentioned I'd ramble why I've got this like massively missile-focused build, and that's because if you recall, like a month or so back, I was talking about how I felt like I was getting into this trap and like I had to, well, quote unquote, had to try to put in different builds and things. Like it's like, I really wanted to put racks on this mech, but it's like, you know, I always like to use a rack, so I'm going to put in something else. Or I wanted to use this launcher, or I wanted to use that laser, or stuff like that. But it's like, I really like those, so I'll put something else in. And it's like, yeah, it's that whole mental trap I was getting into and what I was trying to do with these videos. It's like, I got to keep trying to do something different, something new, something weird. And if I'm not comfortable with what I'm doing, then I inevitably had a bad experience. Well, I sometimes do. Honestly, the last couple of videos with the Zeuses, Zeuses, yeah, that's the plural, Zeuses. That was a good example because I was running around with AC5s, which is not a weapon I get along well with at all. But I kind of pushed myself to do that rather than doing something a bit more sensible to me and going with like an LBX-10 or maybe even an AC-20. An AC-20 Zeus. Oh, that would have been nice. But, oh wait, no. A Zeus can't actually handle an AC-20 and I want to get into cover, so I'm going to head this way because I got splashed rather hard by some ER lasers there. There we go. So yeah, why the MRMs? Because MRMs have fallen into that list as well of something I've been avoiding deliberately on my builds, and because I only do like 2 videos a week, I've actually been avoiding them for quite some time without really realizing it, because in terms of videos it's not that many. In terms of actual real life time, it's actually quite a while since I've really used a MRM. My MMs are on the right, aren't they? Yes, they are. Okay, just double checking that. Oh, we've got our light flanker squad moving around the front. Not quite at the game time where I can actually help out too much yet, though. Let's drop down here and skirt around. I think the NASCAR effect is actually taking over now. We've left some of our units behind. So yeah, that's why the epic suggestion to put an MRM onto the Zeus reminded me what it was like to actually try using the MRMs and why I like them.
Target acquired.
I almost let loose with my MRMs into my allies back there. That would have been a bit bad. However, I am a medium, but I did kind of want to do a specialist kind of mech. So yeah, I'm a medium, but my armor is not suited for this kind of thing.
Need assistance.
So I'm more of a splash type, support type, and that's good. That's more my comfortable playing style kind of thing. Oh good, the crab's actually moving as well. Good. Where is... Hello there. Back up. And this is what I meant by skirmish, like pop up, lob missiles, come down, and yep, enemy lights are coming in behind us. They're definitely doing some nasty things to our heavier units. That's not good. So I'm just trying to get back over there and help. That Osiris has realised there's more coming in. What the hell? Where did that come from? I think that was one of my allies actually that did that. Rapid fire ACs like that, those mechs were too light to have something like that on them. Problem is we're actually distracted now, so... Yeah, punish that guy in the back for daring to pause in that gap where I can see him.
New target acquired.
Reload. Whoa! Flip. Oh, is that Osiris? Oh, and there's the overload.
Engage.
God damn it, that's Osiris. And dead. Yeah, unfortunately the Osiris spotted me, caught me out, and gutted me. Okay, fine. Still, in that time I did 213 damage. That's, by my standards, that's not too bad at all. So yeah, unfortunately, he realised I was not fitted out to deal with him, and the rest of my mechs were somewhere. Yeah, the rest of my mechs, the rest of my team was somewhere else actually. So actually, my entire battle line has shifted, and I hadn't noticed because I was taking pot shots at the supernova. So I was caught out a little bit behind my lines. So yeah, that Osiris made a really good call. Spotted I was lagging behind, and picked me off very, very effectively. That Osiris pilot definitely knows what he's doing, or she's doing. I'm not judging. I have no
New
idea,
target acquired.
but they know what they are doing. Yeah, let's do that. Oh well.
25%.
Roll on, roll on, roll on. Okay, that was a 12 to 4. 7 kill assists, 213 damage done. Slightly clipped one of my allies, it seems. But a lot of protection, so because I was hanging with my group. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So, let's see how well we do with the second match. I do love me a specialist build. They can be quite effective if they're flexible enough. Wait. Specialized and flexible, they don't go together that often, do they?
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
This is command. Eliminate all enemies, no matter the cost.
And here we go, ladies and gents. Welcome to match number 2 of 2. The map is Polar Highlands, the most polarizing map ever. And the game mode is skirmish. And yes, that was a very deliberate pun that just came to me while we were loading in. I am so sorry. But it's true, actually. It is polarizing. Polar Highlands, usually people either really like it or they really don't. So that's why I came up with it. Oh, Polar Highlands, the most polarizing map. Bloody hell. Anyway, yeah, welcome. So, this is match number 2. This is where I normally do a bit of a breakdown with how the mech is handling so far. And I have to say that, yeah, it feels pretty good to be back in the MRM saddle once again. This mech has high burst damage in a direct line of fire. It has the lasers, which it can fall back on if it needs to, like as a backup weapon system or when things are a bit close. Though if you play with them both at the same time, you are mismanaging this mech rather badly, and it will punish you by overheating in a ridiculously short time. That's what happened with that Osiris, by the by. Because I tried to hit it with a burst of MRMs, which, by the way, almost entirely missed. And then I was trying to fend it off with my lasers, and that was too much, and the mech just went, ah, heck with you, I'm shutting down now. And I don't care what happens to me. And then I got killed. So, yeah. Those ER smalls, definitely potentially useful, but at the same time, definitely a handicap if you don't use them properly. So they might actually be a bit of wasted tonnage, maybe like a pair of ER meds instead. But the ER smalls actually have more damage potential. I'm going to stay here and stay hidden.
Target spotted.
But yeah, the smalls generally trade range for damage in the same tonnage. So short range, more damage. And that's why I've got them. Though they do have some good range-ish on the ERs. That's why I've got the ERs rather than the standards, even though they run a little bit hotter.
Target spotted.
But this mech is, after all about those big shiny missile launchers on my side. And we are getting so spread out now. Oh, jeez. I don't like this at all. Actually, which lance am I in? I am in the... I've got a Cicada. I've got a Roughneck? RGH?
Target spotted.
I'm just wondering where the Assault Lance has got to.
Turn around.
Okay, so the enemy is this way.
Can't hold this left anymore. They're already in missile striking. Those two on the left are encroaching.
Back up the mauler, guys. Let's go.
Target spotted.
Yeah, okay, so that was a call for reinforcement. That is our Mauler. And
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
Mauler
thinking, oh, not
is
this
another one of
time.
those that can be a bit fragile if it's getting focused down too much.
Someone get rid of that UAV.
What UAV? Where?
Target spotted.
I have no idea what UAV they're talking about. Oh, hello, Mauler.
The enemy's the other way.
I have no idea what we're doing.
Come on, regroup. I'll keep you undercover. They're behind us. Run.
Oh, that's what he's saying. Run for it. Okay. Nice to have some clear instructions for once. Jeez. Oh, incoming.
Target
Alright, they're
acquired.
coming in through India 9.
Back up. I'm going to try and help out though because they are outrunning us a little bit.
Target destroyed.
Alright, hold
Flatten the area. Right. Okay, so this mauler seems to be calling shots, which is actually rather nice.
Guys, stop rotating. Holy
Target
shit.
acquired.
Okay, so I'm waiting for someone to pop up for me to shoot at with my missile battery. Got to remember my missiles are actually about level with the cockpit almost, so when my cockpit's exposed I can actually start shooting. Oh, jeez. Where the hell did that come from? Oh, there's someone behind.
New target acquired.
South Star coming I-8. There's 2 in J9.
Ow. Oh, no, you don't.
Right torso.
I'm gonna die. That's a Thanatos. Oh, jeez. Ow.
Center torso.
Ow.
If
Ow.
I get hit by
Ow.
a Swiss Arty, I'm going to get upset.
Yeah, maybe I should have called that out. But I tried. 187, so a bit less than last time. Again, this is built on the Griffin. Medium chassis.
Critical. Left torso.
Modest endurance. But it's still a medium. And that was a heavy I was taking on head-to-head. And I think he had a heavy cannon.
Heat sink.
Yeah, I think he's... Oh, he's a double AC-20 Thanatos. Yeah, no wonder he tore through my plating like that.
Right
Jeez.
torso. Critical.
I didn't even stop to realise what he was equipped with. But yeah, down he goes.
Center torso.
Still though, I'm very happy with how that Griffin was performing. It's just that I was completely misusing it half the time. I was doing okay in terms of heat management in that second one, but I missed that. You know, my great piloting skills were what let it down there, and my great situational awareness. Situational awareness? Situational awareness was also doing well too. Oh dear. Still gonna call it there though,
Critical.
because there goes an allied one, French,
Heat
and
level
they are starting to
critical.
roll us up a little bit. Our team is overheating badly. So yeah, this is Blind Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show, and I will catch you all some other time. Yes, indeed. See you all later.